Hi, everybody. So let me begin with the caveat. I am not interested in cloud too, and everybody's chasing it. But who go abuse me, who go yard me. No be today. I don't take. We need to really learn how as Nigerians to begin to pay attention to important facts in issues, rather than just coming all out to show our sentiments. Um, I remember when we started talking about fake pastors in Nigeria, it took so long. We started talking about pastors that yes, there's nothing wrong with believing in God. There's nothing wrong with being Christian. There's nothing with going to church. But that if you listen to everything your pastor says and you take it to client thinker, you are also prone to taking their own errors along with you. Yes. Let me begin by revealing that not be everything we VDM talk I agree with. Yeah, not be everything. I get my reservations about VDM. Because I've seen him as somebody who comes by every time. He will just drop allegation, boom. Sometimes I like what he's doing because one person can't do it or few persons can't do it, or we really need a lot of people. We need more. We need more VDMs, really. We need more VDMs. But we also need to guide our arsenal. Yes, our arsenals need to be guided because we are not authorities in ourselves, right? Even though we are power, but we are not authority. We need to know the difference. In our numbers, we are power. If we come together and agree, the game is over. But it's been difficult to get all of us to agree. But there's always something that the authority uses against us who own the power. And it is that there are loopholes that we are not really cognizant of. We don't take cognizance of the loopholes. We don't adhere. We don't take precautions. I like VDM a lot, but I've also seen instances where I'll just say, I hope this guy has evidence for this thing he's dropping. He's dropping shit, man. He's dropping shit. We say we don't take for this thing self for some. Not be say we don't take like that. At least we've been there sometime. We know if you drop how many are because you guys weigh can I prove this? So that's exactly why I just wish that VDM has proof for everything he has said, because all of these things are going to come for him, definitely. There's no way you make allegations. That's why if you see me do anything, I just drop evidence. Even before saying it, I go first drop the evidence before I make analysis or speak about it. I saw a video where he was alleging that EFCC is very corrupt, the most corrupt institution. About 90% officials of EFCC are corrupt. Even though it is an anthem on the streets, we know that yes, these guys just go randomly pick boys, harass them, take money. We've seen a lot of videos about all these things. We have seen. But to just come out and just make the blanket statement, boah, onus of proof, they on your shoulder. See, if you go to court, you will understand what they call the burden of proof. This thing is very tough. Burden of proof is very heavy. Just come out say, boah, oh yeah, you corrupt. Oh yeah, you do this. Oh yeah, you do that. Burden of proof. I was in court yesterday ruling on Bamishi that was murdered in BRT. So Bamishi that was quite inside BRT. Yesterday was judgment. I was there. It was the first time since a long time that I had last been to court to go and be witnesses on or reporting on courts. I was a judicial correspondent for some years, but I had not been to court in a long time. Yesterday was my first time after a long while. Just because I'm so passionate about seeing how the outcome on this Bamishi's matter will be. Guess what? Again, it's also always proof of burden of proof, because I listened to the judge all through. Over 100 pages ruling. It was a long ruling. And the judge kept striking out nearly all the things that the prosecution came up with. Oh, we can say that from the circumstance, it was easy. They just said you were not able to establish all of these things. Yeah. But the conviction on the BRT driver was only on the circumstantial evidence provided by the victim herself. So Bamishe was herself the prosecutor yesterday. I tell you, Bamishe was herself the person who made that conviction possible against that BRT driver, Andrew Nice Ominikoron. In other words, you don't just come making allegations, you have to be able to prove it. I'm not saying VDM doesn't have proof to it, but I'm just saying that sometimes I just wish that I just hope, like, I hope this guy has evidence for this thing. I just hope this guy has evidence for this thing. That is the extent to which I get afraid for him a lot. Like, I just hope this guy has evidence because they will come for him. There's no way they will come. They can't be doing what you're doing and not expect that they will not. Whichever way they will come, and they will meet you anywhere. Some of you remember now, Shore was busted in his hotel. Yeah, now. How many times, how many activists in this country have, whether the DSS, the EFCC, the police, the anything, that they bust activists in this country and it was under convenience or no, even this young guy on TikTok, seeking. Sometimes he could just be on the road, maybe just went out, they will pick him and go and dump him where he's going to be facing charges. I'll be like, you didn't tell me there's a charge against me. Yeah, but there is, guy. So we already know the pattern. So I'm sure VDM is not strange to VDM. It's a pattern already, and we know. So it can never be strange to VDM. He knows too that they will pick him anyway. And by the way, he was by himself the one who revealed where he was going to be. So they knew where it was going to be. So the rage, the anger against GTB should not be because VDM was arrested based on the footage. Should not be on the basis of VDM being arrested as he was leaving the premises. No. It should be on the basis that the allegation that GTB actually is making wrongful and unlawful deduction in accounts. So if you are closing your account, let it be on that basis, on the basis of yes, GTB is truly, because you have to be factual in this country. GTB is truly deducting, making wrongful and unlawful deduction in people's accounts. On that basis, close your account. But it's on the basis of, EFCC came and busted VDM. VDM himself announced where he was going to be. Yeah, he announced it a day earlier. I saw the video too. Anybody who meant to pick him up will already know that he was going there. So what? So it should not be on the basis that EFCC came to pick him and the location or or the place or the rendezvous or whatever had to be GTB's premises as well as exiting the premises. That's not reasonable enough for a person like me. I'm not saying everybody. I'm not, again, I don't speak for everybody. You understand? So if you want to close your account with GTB, close it, but let it be on the basis that yes, truly, GTB is making illegal, wrongful, unlawful deductions, unjust deductions in your account. Yes, close your account. Because I see that we are in a country where people don't really do things based on logic. It's a country where if we love somebody, we don't love them with that. You can never be wrong. Or we don't even want to know what the wrong is. We don't love them with that. Bye. We don't want to hear anything again. If you want to close your account in GTB, let it be on the basis that truly the allegation that they are making wrong deductions in your account is true. Then close it. Who am I to say you are an adult? Who am I to say you shouldn't close your account if you wish to? But I'm only asking the basis now. The basis. Is it reasonable? Is it logical? Now today, it's not like saying, oh, boycott that hotel and there for pick so person. Or boycott that restaurant. Because now there them for arrest. They can arrest anybody anywhere. It is within the country. The other day they said Interpol, I don't want to mention names, Interpol arrested somebody at so place. Should we now go and start fighting Interpol? No. That is the place where the last information that they could work with met them. So that is where they felt it was easier to get him. How is that therefore the fault of the owner of the place? So until we are able to eventually establish GTBank's guilt in the arrest, until then. But this cancel culture in Nigeria is not helping anybody. In fact, Nigeria is the easiest place to govern. You know why? Because we are the ones making it difficult for there to be opposition to people who have despotic tendencies in power. We will now start tribalizing it. Oh, now because it be this tribe, now because it be that tribe. Abba. If you want to face or you want to confront oppression or tyranny or despotic policies of government, let us all face that despotic policy and condemn it together. But the idea of saying, oh, is alleging on the basis of tribe, or alleging on the or using sentiment for other reasons, I don't do that, and I don't think it's right. Let me see some now. Let's do these comment things. Yeah, I think they released the footage to just divert the attention away from them. But before they released the footage, some people said it was detained in the door, in the exit door for about, I read in some places 15 minutes, in some other places 5 minutes. They then released the footage to show where is the detention inside the exit door. We did not see. Although it can still be proven further, right? But from what they have released so far. Then we also saw VDM coming out. He came back, hugged somebody, like greeted somebody before finally departing. The footage we have seen so far has not showed or has not proven or has not established that claim that he was first detained in exit door for some minutes. Who saw that should also help us release that footage so that we can counter that of GTBank. I don't have shares in GTBank. I have no business. But I'm saying logic demands that we follow things through. We love VDM. Yes, I have my reservations, fine. But it doesn't still change the fact that we need more VDMs, in fact. That notwithstanding, not be everything we do automatically, therefore, right. And not be everybody will get issue with them automatically, therefore, wrong. No. Odi or term per term, nemo judes kaswaswa. If you hear one side and therefore take side, that's not justice. For justice to be done in this case, we must hear from VDM too. Let him come and give us. And hey, EFCC, release VDM. If he has committed any offense, let us know what the offense is. If it is bailable, allow him on bail. By Monday, arraign him at least. So we want to see the charge sheet. What wrong has he committed? The only reason I know so far is that EFCC would definitely, as an institution, want to come after him because he made claims. I saw a video where he said 90% of EFCC officials are corrupt. That's a blanket statement. Even me, as much as I know about all these officials, say most of them they get as a B. I know if you come out, just come make claim like that. Bah, can't talk and brah. No. We must learn to be responsible in our placement. So we place what we must learn. I'm not here to attack VDM. And I'm not here to attack anybody. It's an analysis. An analysis now we they do. Is it true that GTBank delayed VDM at the bank deliberately for him to be arrested? I wasn't there. But you know what? even if that were true, my joy is that VDM is not missing in entirety. My joy is that it could be traced, and it has been traced to EFCC, and EFCC has not denied being the ones who picked him. Although the manner, the approach, the procedure appears like a kidnap, which is what we have still been trying to condemn since. It appears like a kidnap. Have you invited him before that he refused? So why the kidnap? Why the attempt? Why the manner of kidnap? Even me, I dey receive invites via inbox. Yeah, I dey receive invites via inbox, via message, via WhatsApp. Police task force, state government, I receive my invite via and I honor, whether SMS, whether WhatsApp message, I honor. As far as I can verify it is really coming from the institution, I go. Nothing in my cupboard. So you can invite VDM, whether by his inbox, you must show evidence that he has been invited and he failed. Those onus of proof lies a lot on all of. So I agree with you. It's high time Nigerian allow people to face the consequences of their actions alone. No, not alone. If we feel that it's an attempt to silence one person in order to get other injustice to one is also by extension to others. Even but there must be consequences for actions that the law deems irresponsible. Even people who do not have up to 100K in their account are threatening. No, that's not the intent here. Yeah, anybody can be right as customers, even if it's only 1 naira in your account. I'm guessing there would soon be a mega protest on his behalf on Monday or Tuesday. As a matter of fact, there should be. There should be, because why would you? That is that Gestapo style that I'm against. All right. He should prove every allegation he has made, right? Fine. Arraign him before a court. There should be protests if he is not arraigned within time. There should be protests. Arraign him before court. That's the law. Now, this is where I am. This is exactly what we're talking about, Mr. Festus. Let's call it spade a spade. EFCC is corrupt. Something must kill a man. Now, I just mentioned the burden of proof. If you know the information that I know, if you know what I know in this life, but I will not mention because there's no proof to them. Do you know how much information comes to me per day, including per pastors? Up till yesterday, information about the last case by Shina Ogunlano, if you know him, Sherubaon, the last case he was treating with MFM, and how under mysterious circumstance he died. But if I don't hold evidence to it, I don't talk about it. Because this thing they call burden of proof is a major thing. This burden of proof that you must be able to prove beyond reasonable doubt. Not be beans, so. Not be beans. Burden of proof is not beans. You can be right, but not right. Because of the burden of proof. When we were doing this case on what's the name? TB Joshua, do you know how much information came to me? Many anonymous giving information, volunteering them, and they were connecting. But you will never hear it from me because I don't hold proof. So I can't use it. You know how many information they get per day, but no proof I can't use. I I can't even mention, I can't even hint it. Burden of proof is powerful, guys. Let us all learn, even if it has to be the hard way. But you see that burden of proof, I'm waiting. Let them arrange VDM in court. I'm very sure he was not making those things out of the blues. He was not making those statements. VDM smart. VDM a sharp guy from what we publicly know about him. So I'm not sure VDM will be making claims that he cannot prove. I'm not sure. I did sure say VDM will get proof. Say 90% of EFCC officials are corrupt. I don't know whether that is why they picked him, but I'm saying he has made some comments lately that I knew the institutions will respond one way or the other. Yeah, they might want to grab him and say, come and prove. That's one thing. If you know this thing they call burden of proof, I don't make statements carelessly. I'm always careful. After they look, you make an when okay, let me not even say it. Let me not even say it. There are some things you will know. You have heard it, you have connected them, logically speaking. But because you can't lay your hand on proof, you will just hold it inside you. Not because, if you talk anything, nothing will happen. You can't come. Owners of proof. Because have you ever been alleged before? Person not talk something about you before. When you come the one that say, when did I do this thing? Say, when did they talk? Say, I do. It don't ever happen to you before. As much as we know what we know about these agencies in Nigeria, you too, you will not like somebody make a statement against you if they are not able to prove it. Even you, when they talk. So the burden of proof is the reason that I'm trying to underline. Abi, what's the language? Highlight what this thing is. VDM kept telling EFCC to invite him. But that's exactly the only part I have issue with EFCC now. Why not an invitation? Because we're in a country where we must be conscious about how things are institutionally handled. Otherwise, you are losing your credibility. What's wrong with inviting him? Why that Gestapo style? Why kidnap? That method. There's nothing else you want to tell me. Except you can show proof or evidence that you have invited him and he failed. So I believe the government now feels very threatened by VDM's popularity. VDM, yes, became popular. And it has to be, that's why the popular you get, the more careful you tread. Again, I just still wish that VDM can prove these things in court, because we truly need to nail every institution that has corrupt officials in them. Yeah, we truly need to. But that burden of proof, it's a pity to find ourselves in this set of leaders with no feelings and many people astray. You're right about being logical towards actions that will be taken. Boycotting GTBank is going to be a sound strategy towards the poor service all Nigerian banks have been providing. Maybe they know nothing about this arrest. It does not mean this ban. Still on Facebook. The place of arrest is not my problem. My question is that why can't he see exactly the point? Why not invite him and see if VDM will come or not? What they did to VDM in front of the mother, especially the system of the arrests needs to be questioned. We are all going to question. We are all questioning that already. That method, no. All of us can't be scared, bro. Fear has taken us. Oga, it's not about fear. It's about being responsible, because if I lie against you, and I say it's because I'm not afraid to say something I can't prove against you, how will you feel? We should not do to others what we cannot take. That's the point here now. Because we have to balance things, right? Uh-huh. I'm not defending EFCC. What is EFCC? Do we all not know the roles they have played so far? Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Why does it take almost impossible to arrest politicians that are corrupt, but easy for them to pick random Nigerians on the street? Yeah, we know. But when you say 90%, it must mean you have database. And it must mean you have names. And you can tie them to incidents or events where they have demonstrated, each of them has demonstrated, and they must be 90%. So when you make statements, you don't say, I'm simply saying, making statements, let's not be careless. That's what I'm saying here. Because we will have to prove. You understand? We will have to prove. So, burden of proof. And it's a very big burden in Nigeria especially. Falana was telling us at one conference that Afe Babalola is a lawyer in respect because Afe Babalola knows technicalities in law. Technicality in the sense that if somebody rigs the election and the person who the election is rigged against comes to Afe Babalola now will not take your case. You will not take your case, not because you don't have moral rights. You have moral rights to challenge it. But the question is, are you able to prove that again? Because the burden of proof is very heavy. So something in this country now heavy pass. So that is why some of us, before we talk, with all evidence they first. We know they talk first, can't they go look for evidence? No. They must first day. Not training. It must first day before you come and come allege. So I'm sure VDM is as a sharp, as a smart guy. He did not make those allegations out of vacuum. Is multi-eyewitness account not good or white? Definitely, it is. It is definitely. So just bring people. Protest for Monday, you're welcome. Yeah, justice for VDM, protest on Monday. So, gentlemen and ladies, it's about burden of proof. I knew they would come from. I knew already. I just didn't know it would be this soon. I just didn't know it would be this soon, but I knew they were coming for him. Even he too knew that however short or long they were, they will come for him. In other words, all I'm simply trying to say here is EFCC, you are wrong to just go and be picking people in the Gestapo style. EFCC is completely wrong there. Yes. Except you can prove to us that you have invited him before and he failed to honor. That's one. Two, VDM should be arraigned in courts as of rights. Deserves his day in court to go and prove his innocence. And I hope, as I said before, he has proof to all the statements he has made on social media. Following which is going to teach the rest of the people that you can see the way I wriggled out is because I have proof. To teach other people not to go online and be making reckless statements. Let's not be reckless because we have social media and we have data, we have ring lights, we have nice background. We just bought. So VDM does not even use most of these things. But I'm saying for those of you who feel you want to simply start copying and start trending, careless statements be available to prove them. So let us all support against. Yeah. But before I close, don't forget, I don't think it's about GTB really. Even if you go and deposit money that is suspicious, GTBank as an institution under law has the duty to report to EFCC that there's a suspicious deposit in an account because it exceeded so volume or approved. they will be sanctioned if they don't do it. So by law, this institution somehow have a duty by law. When they say, oh, there's a suspect within your premises, do everything possible to make us meet him there. Is a suspect. But the question we have for EFCC is, was he invited prior now? Probably saying 90% would be a big burden on his case, except he honestly has proof that he articulated. Again, we don't even know whether that is the reason it was picked up yet. We are waiting for the charge when they are raining. That's my simple take before I begin to talk, and people start looking for holes, because I see somebody now asking question, and I know they will start coming more. Again, I'm a logical person. My point again is that EFCC was wrong. So I've picked him in the Gestapo style. We must all condemn that. Number two is that GTBank, we have not been able to establish that GTBank is guilty in his arrest, and GTBank must still resolve and explain the legal or unlawful deductions in VDM's mother's account, which was the primary reason it was in that premises in the first place. But I'm saying, if you must close your accounts with GTBank, let it not be on the basis of arrest of VDM. Let it be on the basis that truly GTBank has been making such unlawful deductions in your own account too. You must satisfy yourself that first. That, hey, I'm in solidarity with others, because the same injustice I can confirm too. So I'm not just inheriting another person's grievance. I'm just saying, because me, I don't do that. I'm not saying you must therefore be like me, no, but I'm saying, logically speaking, if you look at it, if I'm closing my account with a bank, it must be on the basis that truly they are making unlawful or illegal deductions in my own account inclusive. Then I'll close it without caring whether VDM has issue with them or not. It would just be a logical thing to do. But on the basis that because it was in their premises that EFCC now arrested him, that is not a basis. That is not basic or basis enough. That should not be basis enough. It should be basis. If we are all agreeing that we want to sabotage GTBank, it should be because we can also confirm and satisfy ourselves that truly they have been making illegal deductions in our accounts. That's the point. And lastly, if VDM has alleged that 90% of EFCC officials are corrupt, it should be able to prove. It should be arraigned in court promptly, not held indefinitely. No, that's unlawful. It should be arraigned in court, and we want to know the charges they are bringing before the court against him. And I'm very sure VDM is a very sharp guy. He will bring proof. He will